back. Now, when it comes to Christmas dinner, the turkey might take centre stage, but the roast potatoes take pride of place on every festive table.
Because the thing is, you can cook an immaculate dinner, but if the potatoes are rubbish, it's what everyone remembers.
It's a washout.
Right? Which is why it's not going to happen for you, because Poppy O Toole, as drunk as a mule, she's not. That's just an old Irish song. Is here with her top tips for perfecting your potato game ahead of the big day. Hi, Poppy.
Hello. Hello.
So good to have you with us, Poppy.
I'm excited to show you all my spuds today. It's going to be great.
OK.
What
is your favourite on Christmas Day?
Oh, the roast potatoes.
Just the classic roast.
Classic roast potatoes, which I am going to show you as well. I'm kind of basic when it comes to roast potato. I'm not always like goose fat, duck fat, just vegetable oil, because you want the flavour, the crispiness, but you want to enjoy everything else at the same time.
But vegetable, never olive oil, correct?
No, never olive, unless you're doing like an Italian delicious dinner.
Is that because olive oil burns at a lower temperature?
It's got a lower smoking point, but it also got a lot more flavour, hasn't it? Like, it's not as neutral. But I just want to quickly talk about the types of potatoes that you've got to use. Of course. So the best ones, Maris Piper for roasties. You've got red skin potatoes, which I'm going to use for hasselbacks because they're a little bit waxier, so they hold the shape a little bit better. And then you've got the King Edwards, which, again, really good for roasties and chips, and they're starchy. So I
never know which I should go, King Edward or Maris Piper, when it comes to roast potatoes.
I'm a Maris Piper.
Are you?
Easy Maris Piper.
As an all-round good
As an all-rounder. It's nice and starchy, it gets nice and crispy, and I'll show you exactly how to do them. So we have got our Maris Pipers peeled, cut into big old chunks, and then they're going to go, I've parboiled them, give them a little toss, a little steam dry with the tea towel over, and you get all that lovely white, fluffy starch around the edge.
First question.
Yes.
Earlier at the back. How long is ideal for parboiling?
I'll go a bit longer, because I know Ardelia, you say 7 minutes. I go 15.
If they're biggy, they've got to be big.
Yeah, they've got to be big, and you've got to have lots and lots of salt in there. And then I've got some oil, vegetable oil, in the oven, nice and hot. They go in.
And do you leave them cool before you put them in there, or...?
I've just got them steam dried, so that they're a bit cooled down, but it makes it drier, so that means they're going to go crispy. The drier something is, the crispier it will be, whether that's chips, roast potatoes, anything. They go in, they started at 200 degrees down to 180, and then you get these beautiful, gorgeous... I've got some gravy for you to dip your roasties into as well.
Yes, you have.
Poppy, how long do you have it at 200 for? Before you turn it down?
200 is just to get the oil really hot. Or is it 220 to get the oil super, super hot? And then you turn it down for the roasties, which then cook for... I've got a little sheet here because I had to write it down so I always forget. Is about 20 minutes, and then another 30 minutes, you toss them in between.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
So, and then air fryer roast potatoes.
They are sensational.
They're gorgeous, aren't they? Air fryer roasties. Again, we've got our big, lovely chunks of potato. I've got a little bit of oil in there.
So this is what your book's about, right?
Yeah, all about air fryers.
What's the name of the book?
It's the Actually Delicious Air Fryer Cookbook.
Actually Delicious.
Actually Delicious. You give them a toss. And what's good about the air fryer is that you can use it as a not alternative, but in conjunction with the old oven at Christmas if you need a little bit of extra space. So these go straight in. I'm not parboiling them. They go in at 160 for the first 20 minutes. 30 minutes, and then up to 200 for about 6 to 15 minutes.
OK.
Right. That's them. Where are they? They're here. Beautiful little babies. Again...
Literally everything you're pulling out of there is just a gem today.
You've got them. Good. If you go from right to...
So this is these are their air fryers.
They're air fryer ones. Hasselbacks. Right, these are lovely. They're little ridges here. So what you want to do is get a spoon or a chopstick or something either side that's a similar height.
Yes.
And then we're going to cut through, not all the way through the potato, and that's why the apparatus is there. And again, these can go in the...
Nice hack.
Thank you. These can go into the air fryer or in the oven, but these ones I do in the air fryer, and they take a little bit less time.
I always end up cutting through on things like this.
Yeah.
Well, so do I. But I
saw that.
I know, I do it all the time.
I saw you do it before.
So that's it. And you just oil, salt into the air fryer, and then you get these gorgeous...
They look lovely.
Halfway through, add a knob of butter onto it.
Where do you stand on, like, rosemary, various herbs on a roast potato?
It's up to you. It's up to you. I think it's really delicious. But again, like I said, I'm quite basic. I really do like the salty potato.
I love that as well.
I did some sautés on the weekend, and I stuck some aromat on them just as they were cooking.
Oh, old school,
yeah. Really nice.
That's what's and then what you're eating here is my super simple, easy dauphinoise.
This is sensational.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? So we've just got double cream, onion, garlic, garlic, salt, and pepper. You just bring it up to the boil. Bring it up to the boil, and then you pour it straight over your spuds, which have just been sliced. Again, King Edward and Maris Pipe would be very good for this because they're going to hold the shape and the red skin as well. And normally, being a chef, part of me wants to like layer, but this is simple because it's Christmas. Whack it straight in.
Oh, no,
so is this because I've never made dauphinoise, so is this the traditional method of making dauphinoise?
Not really. I don't. If I can remember my training correctly, I don't believe it has onion in it.
Yeah.
But it tastes nice with onion in it.
So normally, you would layer this almost like a lasagna, right?
Yeah, you're going just fans of potato just on top of each other so that they stick together.
And raw potato?
Raw potato. And then this goes into the oven with a bit of parchment on.
That makes it feel easier, doesn't it?
It's so much easier.
You kind of just put it all in raw.
Throw it all in. Bit of parchment on at 170 for half an hour. And when you're cooking anything with cream in the oven, you want to make sure that you don't go over 170 because it will split.
Oh, right,
So low and slow for cream.
So not over 170.
Yeah, 170 with the parchment on, half an hour, take it off, put it back in for another 50 minutes, but you get that lovely, golden, lovely, crunchy top.
That's beautiful.
And super easy, and you can make this ahead of time for Christmas and then whack it back in the oven.
What cheese did you say, sorry, Poppy? So, or cheese-wise and things,
No
what would you...
cheese.
Nothing at all, so you wouldn't put anything at all
But you can do a dauphinoise gratin and then you can put your cheese on top.
Yes,
So,
of course.
OK, so what cheese would you be putting on
Bit of Comté would be lovely, a little bit, just cheddar.
Can I ask you one thing? When it comes to the roast potato, the classic one here, where do you stand on freezing potatoes beforehand and putting the frozen spuds in on the day?
You know what, it works well because it dries them out again. You're drying out. You can.
It's a good prep thing, isn't it? I quite like doing even a few days before.
But I do it in the fridge rather than put it in the freezer. Leave them on a resting tray, you know, with the holes in, open, completely open, nothing on them. Put them in the fridge overnight and they get really dry and then you just put them into your hot oil.
OK, the next. Yeah, you just think any kind of prep for Christmas Day, anything you can do a day or two beforehand to make it slightly easier, I'm up for it.
Last, potato-based question. I'm from a family, my Irish family, I'm sure you're the same.
Yeah.
There was no such thing as one potato in a roast, so my Auntie Angela would always do roast and mash.
Yes.
So would you do mash could you prep mash before? Do you mash last minute and that's the last thing you do?
I'm a last minute masher because I don't want it to get too tacky, but you can prep it, get it cling filmed and then you can microwave it. That's the best way to reheat your mash because otherwise you're re-cooking it again, it gets a bit gloopy, but...
Poppy, it's joyous whenever you turn up in our kitchen.
Officially,
thank you very much.
Couldn't be happy to have you here.
I'm really, I feel, hopefully your mum is still the queen of potato.
Yeah, no, in her house she is, but Poppy, that was fabulous.
Thank you, Poppy.
Thank you.
Recipes for all of the chefs are available on the Free This Morning app.